Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. As you can see outside, it is quite gloomy, but that's okay because we are excited because today Stacey Willingham's new book, which don't even ask me the title, I think it's like Only Something, but I can't remember. I'm just excited she got another book, comes out today, and I'm about to snag a copy. And so I am actually at the bookstore that I talked to you guys about in Somerville, a little city town outside of where I live in Charleston. So I'm here grabbing the book, so local bookstore, so definitely happy about supporting that. And I'm really excited to get into her next book because I just finished reading A Flicker in the Dark, and I actually like that one better than All the Dangerous Things, only because I felt like this one moved a little faster. So I'm excited to see how this one moves. I don't know what it's about. The other cool thing, by the time you guys see this, I think it will have already happened, but if not, I'm gonna put it in this video. She is actually coming here next weekend. She actually lives here in Charleston, and she's actually doing a book talk next week about the book. I personally am not going to that because that's not really my thing, but if, like I said, this video post before it happens and you're in the area, you can just definitely check that out. I think the tickets are like $28-$30 or something like that, and it includes your book hors d'oeuvres, and I think she's actually signing copies. But anyway, I'm just excited to get into the book, and we're actually going to read that book in this vlog. So this is my first reading vlog, and let me go grab that and I'll be back. All right guys, it's been hours later. I literally spent a few hours at the bookstore just talking with a person there when I got the book, and I'm just now posting because I was like, I'm gonna finish my I'm just showing you inside the book. I'm going to finish my other book that I was reading before I start reading this one. I don't even know how to flip this thing. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I wanted to finish my other book, which was, it was bad. I don't know why, but for some reason, if I get a book and it's not good, well, I'm not going to say that because I do have in-between books, but I just have to say, like, the books that I get that are bad, the thing that makes them bad is they literally have no freaking point. So I feel like you read a whole entire book, and I'm like, okay, maybe something is going to click, and maybe it's just going to get better. I read a whole freaking book, and it never gets better. It just stays bad, and I've already had 2 books like that this year. I've had 2 good ones, 2 that I was just like, what the heck? This is why I don't like picking out my own books, because clearly, and the crazy thing is, and I don't rate books, but I am tracking my books now, and I looked, and the 2 bad books that I had at least 3 stars. And I'm like, how do y'all get 3 stars? The book is just bad because it literally has no point. Like, you go through this whole thing and you're just reading and reading and reading, and you're waiting for like an actual plot twist or like the story to develop, and it just never happens. There are things that are happening, but yet nothing is happening. Like, this book wasn't just back and forth. I really think both of them were just crazy. But then they write in part of this book that makes it seem like, oh, this thing that they are talking about actually exists. But I really just think they were batshit crazy, quite honestly. But anyway, that's not even the book I'm reading or want to focus on right now. I want to focus on this one. So I feel like I want to kind of, like I was saying earlier, maybe do a reading vlog. And I think I kind of want to, just because I need to read something that I feel like I'm going to like. And I've liked both of our other books. So I think I am going to take a break from my backlog over there, and I'm going to switch over to reading Only If You're Lucky, because that's the name of the book, y'all. Like I said, I didn't even know what the name of it was. It is smaller than I thought, because literally every single post that the bookstore did made this book seem like it was double the size. But let's read and see what it's about. So it basically says, a sharp and twisty exploration of female friendship from the New York Times bestselling author of A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things. And you know something? I just realized I never read what the book is supposed to be about. So I have no clue. I literally just bought it because I like her other 2 books, and I was like, oh, she has another one. Let me get it. So I don't know what it's about. Lucy Sharp is larger than life, magnetic and addictive, bold and dangerous, especially for Margot, who meets Lucy at the end of their freshman year at a liberal arts college in South Carolina. Okay, so she's centering. The other one, Flicker in the Dark, I haven't talked about that one yet, but that one was centered in Louisiana. Her last book was centered All the Dangerous Things in Savannah. This one is in South Carolina. So Margaret is the shy one, the careful one, always the sidekick and never the center of attention. But when Lucy singles her out at the end of the year, a year Margot has spent studying and playing it safe, and asks her to room together, something in Margot can't, is that really Margot? Or is it just Margaret? But it's G-O-T. Anyway, Margaret can't say no. Something daring or starved or maybe even envious. And so Margot finds herself living in an off-campus house with 3 other girls, Lucy the ringleader, Sloane the sarcastic one, and Nicole the nice one, the 3 of them opposites but also deeply intertwined. It's a year that finds Margot finally coming out of the shell she's been in since the end of high school, when her best friend Eliza died 3 weeks after graduation. Margot and Lucy have become the closest of friends, but by the middle of their sophomore year, one of the fraternity boys from the house next door has been brutally murdered, and Lucy is missing without a trace. Only If You're Lucky is a tantalizing thriller about the nature of friendship and belonging, about loyalty, envy, and betrayal. Another gripping novel from an author quickly becoming the gold standard in psychological suspense. I don't know if she all that now. I like her books, but I don't know if she's the gold standard. But anyway, I am excited to read this one. So I think, we'll read this together. I'll let you know my thoughts as I'm reading the book, and then we'll do a wrap up. So this is coming up, Only If You're Lucky. If you haven't, hopefully we're reading along together. I just wanted to pop in and say that I'm gonna have to take a brain break right now because I really do want to start this book tonight, but I'm gonna watch some horrible ratchet TV right now, or maybe I'll watch YouTube. I don't know, but I just need a break from that book because I'm really mad because my last 2 were really good. So anyway, this hopefully is gonna be the boost we need to get back on the these books are so good track. So I'll see you a little bit later. All right, guys. So I'm checking in to let you guys know where I'm at in Only If You're Lucky. So right now I'm a little over 100 pages in. I will say so far, this isn't I wouldn't say that this is my favorite out of her 3. I've read Flicker in the Dark. I've read All the Dangerous Things. And this is her 3rd one. This one, her other 2 books start off or are more about adult people. So you do find out things in the past, but they're adults. This one is more of a college setting. So you have the college vibes, the in crowd, the cool people, stuff like that. So we're just really getting to the point where some of the characters are starting, I guess, to talk. I guess we're about to find out this plan or this thing that gets Levi killed. That's without giving too much away. And who Levi is. And then we know that Lucy is missing. But I will say, if you guys remember what I read in the book, little summary thing, we know that Levi's dead. We know that Lucy is missing. But one thing you do find out earlier in the book, maybe around page 50th or something like that, is kind of how she went missing. And I wasn't expecting that part. So I will say, even though it gives college, catty, in crowd type of vibe, it does give us an early twist. So I'm interested to see how that develops. And then, like I said, we're finding out kind of how I feel like the beginnings of what ended up getting Levi killed. So it's cool so far. I will say that I do like the other ones better so far, but I will say All the Dangerous Things was slow to get interesting. A Flicker in the Dark was faster. So this book might actually turn out to be great. I will say also that the girl at the bookstore, she said she read it in one day. Today is Thursday. I technically started reading it on Tuesday when I got it, but I started reading it like after 11, so I only got like 20 pages in before I went to sleep, and I did the bulk of my reading yesterday. So she said she read it in one day. I just haven't had the ability to just kind of sit and read through it. It does read fast like her other books, so I do like her writing, I will say that. But we'll see how far we get, today and tomorrow, and I'll keep you guys updated. But so far, it's cool, but nothing to write home about. So, see you in a bit. All right, guys, let me find some good light here. So I am actually going to add something here to this vlog. I'm still reading If Only You're Lucky, but I am in Pensacola right now, and I decided last night to look up just bookstores, and I found that there's literally a bookstore around the corner. So I'm actually going to go and do some reading there, and I'm also going to do some book shopping. So you're going to get some book shopping in this vlog as well. I know, not what I planned, but hey, I thought it would be cool. So I'm going to take a look at it. It is an, excuse me, independently owned bookshop. I got my little book bag. Excuse me, I feel like a whole kid. I'm taking my book bag to the bookstore, but I'm going to go ahead, grab breakfast. I'm going to go to the bookstore. I'm going to read there a little bit, and then I'm also going to check out some books. I didn't get too far in the book last night. Literally, I think I read maybe 5 chapters, which isn't a lot of pages because the chapters are super short, but I was so tired. So I didn't get too far in it. I'm just going to read a little bit more today. I have a pretty easy work day. So I should be able to get a lot further in and give you guys a better update of what's going on as of right now. But yeah, I thought that would be pretty cool to add that in here. I'm staying downtown at the Hilton Garden Inn in Pensacola, so it's literally right in the downtown area. So walking distance if you wanted to. I'm gonna drive over there just because I don't want to walk. It's about a mile away from the hotel. So yeah, super cute. So I'm just gonna take you guys there and we'll see what we find. Guys, so I am back from the bookstore, and I figured I'd take you guys through all the books that I got. So a little mini haul. I got a nice little bag here. We got 6 different books. All of these books that I got, I hadn't heard of, so I'm really excited about them. This first one is, put this up here, it's called A House with Good Bones by Kingfisher. They actually wrote one of the books that I really enjoyed reading last year called What Moves the Dead. This one's a little longer than that one, but this one is, it says a haunting Southern Gothic from an award-winning master of suspense. A House with Good Bones explores the dark, twisted roots lurking just beneath the veneer of a perfect home and family. The woman in the store has read one of their books, not the one that she did read the one that I read, and she really liked it. And she's read some other books by this author. Apparently they also write like children books, but under a different name, and she said that they were really cute. So I have this one here. On the inside, Mom seems off. Her brother's words echo in Sam Montgomery's ear as she turns onto the quiet North Carolina street where their mother lives alone. She brushes the thought away as she climbs the front steps. Sam's excited for this rare extended visit and looking forward to nights with just the two of them drinking boxed wine, watching murder mystery shows, and guessing who the killer is long before the characters figure it out. But stepping inside, she quickly realizes home isn't what it used to be. Gone is the warmth, cluttered charm her mom is known for, and down the walls are painted Sarah White. Her mom jumps at the smallest noises and looks over her shoulder even when she's the only person in the room. And when Sam steps out back to clear her head, she finds a jar of teeth hidden beneath the magazine-worthy rose bushes and Bushes and vultures are circling the garden from above. To find out what's got her mom so frightened in her own home, Sam will go digging for the truth, but some secrets are left buried. So I'm excited about this one because, like I said, I really did like What Moves the Dead. The next one is the St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward. And this one, I can't remember if I said her name, but T. Kingfisher is the author on this one. And I think that's a woman. This one, when Sarah Taylor arrives at the exclusive St. Ambrose School, she's carrying more baggage than just what fits in her suitcase. She knows she's not like the other girls if her shabby, all-black, non-designer clothes don't give that away. The bottle of lithium hidden in her desk drawer surely does. St. Ambrose's Queen Bee, Greta Stanhope, picks Sarah as a target from day one. She's a popular girl, so I'm just going to skip a little bit of that. And then, thankfully, Sarah makes allies with her roommate, Ellen Strautsberry, a cigarette-puffing, devil-may-care athlete who doesn't take crap from anybody, and Nick Hollis, her devastatingly handsome RA, who's the object of more than one St. Ambrose student's fantasy. Sarah is determined not to give Greta the satisfaction of breaking her, but when scandal unfolds and someone ends up dead, her world threatens to unravel in ways she never could have imagined. The St. Ambrose School for Girls is a dangerous, delicious, twisting tale that will stay with you long after you turn the last page. So that's that one. The cover. And the covers of these are really nice. I am liking them. But I did read the back of the books before I got them. I did not pick them by the cover because I feel like that could be really dangerous and then you get a bunch of flops. This one, Stay Awake. I'm really excited about this one. Don't trust anyone. Don't answer the phone. He's coming. This is by Megan Goldin. And she does have other books. So y'all know I got into the situation where every single book I loved was by like a debut author. So I didn't have anything else to read by them. Not the case with this one. Basically this one, Liv Reese wakes up in the backseat of a taxi with no idea where she is or how she got there. When she's dropped off at the door of her brownstone, a stranger answers, a stranger who claims to live in her apartment. She reaches for her phone to call for help, only to discover it's missing. In its place is a bloodstained knife. Her hands are covered in scribbled messages like graffiti on her skin, "Stay awake." 2 years ago, Liv was thriving as a successful writer for a trendy magazine. Now she's lost and disoriented in New York City. In a New York City that looks nothing like what she remembers. Catching a glimpse of the local news, she's horrified to see reports of a crime scene where the victim's blood has been used to scrawl a message across a window, similar to the message that's inked on her hands. What did she do last night? And why does she remember nothing from the past 2 years? Liv finds herself on the run for a crime she doesn't remember committing, but there's someone who does know exactly what she did, and they'll do anything to make her forget permanently. A complex thriller that unfolds at breakneck speed. Stay Awake will keep you up all night. So, and at the top in red, it says, a murder she doesn't remember committing, a killer she doesn't remember meeting. Megan Goldin's Stay Awake is an electrifying novel that proves memory can be deadly. So, excited to read that one. The next one is The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. So while in college in New York, Shay Evans and her best friends meet a captivating man who seduced them with a web of lies about the way the world works, bringing them under his thrall. By senior year, Shay and her friend Laura were the only ones who managed to escape. Now, 8 years later, Shay's built a new life in a Tony, Texas suburb. But when she hears the horrifying news of Laura's death, delivered of always by her favorite true crime podcast, Crusader, she begins to suspect that the past she thought she buried is still very much alive and the predator is more dangerous than ever. Recruiting the help of the podcast host, Shay goes back to the place she vowed never to return in search of answers. As she follows the threads of her friend's life, she's pulled into a dark, seductive world where wealth and privilege shield brutal philosophies that feel all too familiar. When Shay's obsession with uncovering the truth becomes so consuming that she can no longer separate her desire for justice from darker desires newly reawakened, she must confront the depths of her own complexity and conditioning. But in a world built for men to rule it, both inside the cult and outside of it, is justice even possible? And if so, how far will Shay go to get it? So that's this one. And I just noticed there's a quote by Julie Clark, and I actually like Julie Clark's books, A Dark Twisted Tale of Feminism and Patriarchy that will haunt your dreams and change the way you view the world. Well, that's kind of cool because I have like 3 or so of her books, and this one has, which I do like when they do it, like different texts, because it's like text messages and interviews and things like that. So that's this one here. All right, guys, we got 2 more. We got a stack of 6. Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. So this is hers. I heard this book was really good. This is the one she read. I believe she said she read this one. If not, she said she read a few others by this author that she really liked. So from the author of Gods of Jade and Shadow comes a reimagining of a classic Gothic horror novel, a story about an isolated mansion in 1950s Mexico and the brave socialite drawn to its treacherous secrets. After receiving a frantic letter from her newlywed cousin, Naomi Taboada heads to High Place, a distant house in the Mexican countryside. Naomi is an unlikely rescuer. She's a glamorous debutante, more suited for cocktail parties than amateur sleuthing. But she's also tough, smart, and not afraid. Not of her cousin's new English husband, a stranger who's both menacing and alluring. Not of his father, the ancient patriarch who seems fascinated by Naomi. And not even of the house itself, which begins to invade Naomi's dreams with visions of blood and doom. Naomi's only ally in this inhospitable place is the family's youngest son, but he too may be hiding a dark secret. As Naomi begins to unearth stories of violence and madness, she is slowly drawn into a terrifying yet seductive world, a world that may be impossible to escape. So that's this one. That cover is gorgeous, and I love that color of the dress. It's like my favorite little color. So I have that one. And the last one, I'm really excited about this one because this is like Boxcar Children, Hardy Boys, all the like the mystery groups, but for like old retired people. It's called the Thursday Murder Club, and I think that I hope this has got to be the first book because the other books are about them continuing the murder club. So this one is a series, and it's by Richard Osman. In a piecemeal retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes together. They call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? Don't trust anyone, including the 4 septuagenarian sleuths and Osman's laugh out loud whodunit. So that was a quote by Parade. So I was excited for this one because she said it was like, you know, they're in this retirement community. They're figuring out these murders. It's a New York bestseller, and it's like a series. And I really did want to get like a book that was in a series that I can always pull from and know that I have a good book. And it seems like I guess it's going to be kind of like funny and jokey. So not like maybe like spooky horror, thriller, mystery, but, you know, really cute. So I was excited about that. And this one was written, let's see. So I feel like this might be an old series. I don't think it's new. Okay. Oh, wait. This one was just written in 2020. So it might be fairly new. Maybe these are fairly new books. But anyway, she said she hadn't read them, but she knew like other people that really liked them, so I was excited about that. And those are, let me show them all to you, are all the ones that I picked up today from this cute little bookstore in Pensacola. So I thought I would just drop this in here in the reading vlog because, of course, we want more reads, right? So that's all for now. I am going to continue reading Only If You're Lucky. It is starting to pick up, so more on that a little bit later. Hey guys, I am almost finished with Only If You're Lucky. I just realized my nails kind of match. So I'm like 8 chapters, I think, away. I'm on chapter 60, and I think there's like 60 or 69 chapters in the book, which that's not a lot of pages because these chapters are like 3, 5, 7. They're really short, like amount of pages each. But I've already gotten to the plot twist, and it's okay. I think this book is just okay. I feel like her other books, All the Dangerous Things and A Flicker in the Dark, are more like gut wrenching. Well, not gut wrenching, but like more like gasping, edge of your seat, trying to figure out what's gonna happen next, trying to figure out the plot twist. This one was okay. When it happened, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I wasn't like, oh, okay. But the thing is, what I'm still thrown off about, so that's why I think this book is just gonna be okay, because I feel like the plot twist has already been revealed. It was okay, and I only have maybe like 30 pages left. And there's one thing where I feel like there could be another twist, but I don't think it would make the book go from just being okay to being amazing. And that's the fact that these girls are still, even as they find things out about this person, they're still like being their friends and protecting them and all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'm really confused as to why at this point, because if this is a person that I know, especially knowing all the things they already know about this person, unless there's going to be a twist that they end up doing something to this person is not somebody I'm still going to be riding for. I'm sorry, like, I understand they're in college, but grow a backbone, grow a spine. And then the other thing is like, going back to one, like Margot, to something you find out in the book, like, it makes me feel like, did she have something to do with it? Because I'm like, that's what I would be thinking, but I'm like, there's no way that could be the thing, because then how are y'all still friends? Like, it's just okay. It's not blowing me away. But like I said, I'm gonna finish it up. I'm about to go to an event, so I'll finish it tonight, and then I'll check back in with you guys and tell you guys my overall thoughts. But I just think it's gonna be average. But I will say, like, still read it, because it's okay. It's just not great. And if it's your first book, like, if you haven't read a book by her yet, I would say don't read this one first. Maybe read her other two first. Because if you read this one, you might think, her books aren't that great. But her books are really good. I just don't think this one is that great. I think this one's regular. And I think A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things are so much better. So that's my update. I'll check back with you guys, like I say, when I'm finished. And I'll let you know my thoughts. All right, guys. It's like almost a week later, not a week later, because it's been some days later, and I was editing this video and realized that I never filmed like my wrap-up thoughts on the book. So I am done. I finished it, and like I was saying earlier, it's not her best work. The writing is still good, so I would recommend like still reading it. If you've read her other books and you're a fan of hers and you want to support her and get her new book, go ahead and read it, because the writing's still good. Like, her writing, it's easy to read. But I feel like it should have been called I'm Obsessed with My Roommate Part 1 and Part 2, or My Best Friend Part 1 and Part 2. Like, yeah, it was given Lifetime, you know, like the Lifetime movie. There was like another twist at the end, but even when that one happened, I was like, oh. And then something that I thought earlier was confirmed. I will say, as you read this book, like, the characters that are painted, you find out different things, and it makes you kind of question, like, okay, who's really the bad guy in all of this? But overall, not my favorite of hers. I would definitely rank it number 3. So if you were thinking about getting it, I would say you could go ahead and get it, but don't let it like give you the picture of her as an author, because her other books, like I said, are better. If you were just thinking about picking a book up by her, I would start with the other two. I really enjoyed those ones. I feel like the twists, I feel like there were more gasping moments. Like I said, Lifetime movie, like nothing you haven't heard before. So I would say that if you're already a fan of her work, like I said, and you just want to support, go ahead and do it. But if, like, don't let this be your first book, or if you already bought it, go ahead and read it, and, you know, just know that she does have other work. So do I still love Stacey? Yes, I still love to read her books, but this just wasn't like my favorite out of the 3. So that is my thoughts on this book. Only If You're Lucky. I think I called it by the wrong name before. Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. Let me know your thoughts if you have read it, or if you were thinking about reading it, or if you read her other books. I love to hear what you think. I actually read A Flicker in the Dark this month, so I will be talking about that in next week's video, which is going to be my January wrap-up. So I've already said that I liked it better than this one, and I've talked about it a little bit, but a little more in detail next week. So thank you for, watching this video. My name is Sarah. For those of you who are new, thanks for coming. Please stick around if you are returning. Thank you so much for coming back and watching the videos and all the good things. So let me know what you're reading. Let me know your thoughts on this book, and I will see you guys in the next one.